Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, I get asked a lot about why do I actually want financial independence and why I want it by the time I'm 35. And it got me thinking, because you're right, there has to be an end goal, a reason for doing it. So I wanted to collect my thoughts and just run through what the reasons are for me personally. Hopefully this might help you understand why I'm doing this and going on this journey, and why the journey is such a big deal for me as a person. But before we get into the video, just remember that this is not financial advice and is purely just what I'm doing personally. Now, I guess the first and simplest reason for wanting to achieve financial independence is not having to worry about having to find money for bills each month and having to work for someone else in order to get a paycheck or a salary payment at the end of each of those months. Yes, this is quite basic, and people are going to be like, well, duh, everybody wants that. Why are you actually mentioning it? But it does boil down to knowing that whatever happens, you will always have a roof over your head without having to worry, without having that stress. Having a passive income that pays your bills is key. What this does, or will do, is allow you to focus your time, effort and energy on more important things, whether that be family and friends, or more importantly yourself, your health and your happiness. So it's not just about having all the bills paid, it's enabling a greater meaning, unlocking yourself to do what you want to do when you want to do it, without having to ask for permission to do it. So this is probably the second real reason for the journey. I guess people who know me will agree that I hate having authority and having a boss to answer to. It just really doesn't suit my personality and style. I don't like having to request when I can and cannot take one of the 5 weeks holiday you generally get when you work for an organisation. I don't like settling for just the norm. Why is it only 5 weeks? Why not more? So part of this journey is to stop that, to break out of that cycle the majority of people endure, to allow me to pick and choose when I want to go on holiday and not have to ask. If I want to book a holiday and jet off somewhere tomorrow, I don't want to have to go through the process of having a conversation with a boss who then enables that to happen. I just want to pick up my phone, book a flight, book the accommodation, and crack on with preparing a bag to take with me. Another reason why I see getting to financial independence as such a big milestone for me is that I want to be able to shop without having to check for the prices of things. How often do you actually treat yourself? When you do want to treat yourself and buy yourself that shirt or a pair of shoes, whatever it is that you like to buy, I don't want to be in a position where I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's £60 and I only really want to spend 50 quid. Therefore, I'm not actually going to buy that. No, it might be an extra tenner. Yeah, it's 20% more. But if you're getting the quality that you want and you're going to get the use out of it, I want to be in a position where I'll just buy it without having to convert it into how many hours of work that might turn out to be. Now, I'm not talking about extravagant purchases like Rolex watches or Ferraris. I'm talking about those middle of the road, middle ground purchases that people and ah about, those type of things, your shirts. Another reason that I've been mulling over is that I want to give back to the world, solve a problem, help people that are less fortunate than me. And I don't feel that I can do that properly while I'm having to work and make sure I can afford rent, mortgage, bills, things like that. Because it is right, you do look after number one, yourself first, which is the right thing to do. Everybody deep down wants to and likes helping others. It gives you that real deep satisfaction that you've done good and given back. The final reason, and quite possibly the most important to me, is that I want to spend time with the people I care about and those that care about me, and not just do those things on an evening or a weekend and have to take time off work to do them. How nice is it when you actually do take a day off during the week, maybe chill for a few hours in the morning, go for a walk or a coffee with a friend or family member, just sit and chat and not have to think about work and deadlines. Well, this is the beauty of financial independence in my eyes. You can do that on your terms, and that's it really. It's about me being in control of my time. Money isn't actually the answer, but you have the power that you can use your time, which you can never get more of. You can never get it back. And that's why when you do things you enjoy, you're doing them on your terms. Not having to wait till you're 65 when you retire to do this, when you might not be able to physically do those things that you actually want to, that you're less able to do when you're older. It leads me to think quite deep and to another level potentially. If I do ever have kids, well, I don't only want to see them for half an hour or an hour in the morning before leaving to do a full day's work, then coming back at home to have an hour with them, or maybe 2, before putting them to bed. No, I want to spend real quality time with my kids as much as I can without work and stuff getting in the way. I know there are probably parents out there that are watching this who are muttering back at the screen saying, "Oh, you won't be saying that when you have your own kids. You'll be wanting to get rid of them." But you get what I mean when I say that time is precious. And before you know it, your toddlers are teenagers and your teenagers have moved out of your house. Time is the most valuable currency, more valuable than money can ever be. While I've been pulling together all these thoughts and reasons together, I've had some secondary or follow-up thoughts to some of the above points on how to overcome them to a certain extent. You can buy extra holidays if the company you work for allows, but generally it's just like having a day off and not being paid for it, which might suit some, but that doesn't suit me, as I want to progress further along the path to financial freedom as quick as I possibly can. So I don't see that as a valuable option for me or thing to do right now. If you don't enjoy the work you do, change. Do something that you do enjoy, that you get fulfillment and joy from. Because we spend around 21 to 22% of the year working, and that's generally most of the years from the age of, say, 20 to 65. If you assume that you work for 40 hours a week, 47 weeks a year, taking those generally 5 weeks a year holiday, that doesn't include the travel time to and from work. Now I know at the moment a lot of people are working from home or hybrid flexible working. Some people may do less hours, more hours, but I'm just using those numbers mentioned above to put it into perspective really. Now, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy what I'm doing now for work, but it does ring true when people say, make sure you enjoy what you do, as that's half the battle. And I think there is a lot of truth to that. I think if I had the opportunity to tell a younger me 3 pieces of advice, it would be 1, pick a job that you have a passion for so that it doesn't actually feel like a job. It feels like a hobby in some respect. 2, spend less than you earn and invest as much as possible. I'm not going to go deep into this one, as I've probably laboured this point in multiple of my previous videos before. Number 3, take risks. And I don't necessarily mean bungee jump off a bridge or free swim with sharks or tightrope between 2 skyscrapers. Do that if it's your thing and you get a buzz from it. But what I mean is, when an opportunity is presented to you that someone you trust or looks out for you says could be good for you, grab it with 2 hands. Give it your best shot. Don't let it pass by and be a wasted chance. I don't personally believe in luck or fate. Luck is just people being available, being positive and taking opportunities and having a go at making them a success. And look, I might turn 35 and not achieve financial independence like I'm aiming for, and I might still have to work for a few more years to get there. But going through this journey, this process, it's allowing me to understand what I really want as a person, as well as it's putting me further along the path of financial wealth than most people my age I would imagine by now. How often do you hear people of the age of, 45, 50 or 55 saying, "Oh, I wish I started investing earlier in my future, as I wouldn't have to sacrifice so much of my pay each month to play catch up and hit my target for retirement." I don't just want to be in that position. I won't be in that position. I won't let that happen. I hope this has been of some interest to people and maybe sparked some thought into changing how you think about things. If you've enjoyed this, drop it a like and subscribe to the channel. But until next time, stay safe.